These are people. I'm all for eat the rich, but these are human lives. No, you're not! You are not for eat the rich. Do you know what that means? That means eat them with forks and knives. It doesn't mean, oh, eat the rich. Oh, but I hope they're okay, though.
First of all, cannibal much? Nah, you just talk about cannibalism like you're a hard kid, when in reality you're just a snot-nosed brat with too much time and too little skill to actually be of any use or worth to society. Second, you're not even about equality. Get off that shit, because at the end of the day, the Korowai in New Guinea will eat indiscriminately. They don't give a shit if you are rich or poor when they eat you. They just eat you. Not that you would last a minute in their world.
They paid $250,000 like it was nothing, because they were too bored in their mansions.
Let's see, there's Paul-Henri Nargeolet, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, French diver and explorer, Hamish Harding, rich explorer, Suleiman Dawood, a kid who was scared to go on board, but wanted to be there for his father for Father's Day. And of course his father Shahzada, who had a fascination with the Titanic. Last but certainly not least, there's Stockton Rush, the irresponsible and reckless CEO and owner and designer of the submersible coffin that he designed for 5 people to die in. They weren't so much bored as they were adventurous and brave men who were willing to put their lives at risk to see the wreckage of the Titanic up close. Try not to sound so jealous, kid.
They paid $250K, they got on that boat and saw that contract that was like, yeah, this boat is not up to any regulations, so if you go down there, you will die and no one will find you. And they were like, oh, I can't die, I'm rich!
I would say you have a vivid imagination, but I don't think you were born with one. In all likelihood, the kid panicked, probably tried to talk his dad out of it, and Stockton was like, nah, it's gonna be cool, don't worry, we'll be back before you know it. I've done this many times, trust me, we're cool. And they all got on the submersible. Not a boat, as you put it. But don't let any truth stop you from spewing your hatred, kid.
So forgive me if I don't feel bad that they used their ridiculous amount of money to get into the one situation that they can't buy their way out of.
Yeah, we all know the one situation you can't buy your way out of, am I right? Yeah, and you probably do blame these random people you didn't even know for it. So what would you do with a ridiculous amount of money? Probably have the largest collection of hentai on the planet and still be the same shitty, heartless, apathetic, and inhumane person you are right now.
It also doesn't matter what I think, because governments are already going, oh my god, we have to do whatever we can to save them. Spare no expense.
They would do it if it was you and your loved ones lost at sea, even though the only loved one you have is whatever your dominant hand happens to be. $10 says you bat lefty.
When there are literally people dying and missing right now because of these billionaires, and the government does nothing, because, they're not on the news, they're a statistic.
Jesus, his net worth wasn't even enough to be called a billionaire. I'm pretty sure this one rich Pakistani guy and his son aren't responsible for the world's woes simply on grounds that they have more money than you. But yeah, way to shoehorn some unrelated tragedies in the world to these specific people who died at sea. A hero is you. You've solved the world's problems. Oh wait, you're just some asshole kid online who prefers to virtue signal rather than do actually something good for the world. Like literally all of Twitter and TikTok these days. Honestly, I'm sick of all of you. This selfish way of modern thinking. It's all too common online, and I for one wish all of you people would just shut up already.
So yeah, unfollow me.
I agree. Anyone with a brain and heart should unfollow this kid right away and ignore him for life. May he grow out of it someday, and you guys too.